Hello, hello. It's Wednesday, day 18 of my Halloween series. I do 4 weeks of Halloween, so 7 days a week for 4 straight weeks, 28 days of Halloween projects. Every year I do this. It's so fun. I think this is my 4th year. I think it's my 4th year. And I love it. I absolutely love Halloween and I have a great time doing it. Previous to the 4 years, I did Halloween projects, just not 28 in a row, but one year I just decided I can't stop doing Halloween projects, so I just kept making more and more until we ended up landing on 4 weeks, and that's how this series started. If you are new and just found me, please say hi. Please click the thumbs up, and I would love it if you would share my video. If you do not have a demonstrator and would love to purchase from me, you can send me an email. This is my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. And the email to send me is, my first name is Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. Send me a message and I'd be happy to give you a call or text you, or we can have a conversation and I can help you get started. If you need a catalog because you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like one, please reach out to me, and I would be happy to do that for you as well. And I hope that you enjoy this series. If you do, please share it with your friends. That really, really helps me. And let's go ahead and get started. So every year I do a Frankenstein. I happen to love Frankie. I just think he's adorable. And every year I make another one. So this year, this is our little Frankenstein treat. Look at his cute little nose and his stitches. We're gonna have a good time. This is a very simple treat. I'm using Spooky Halloween for my bundle. You'll see that in a minute when I show you the inside. But all of Frankie is made with punches, so, and hand cutting the hair. So I will show you how to make this. When you open inside, I have stapled a packet of Spooky M&Ms. They're the Ghouls mix, so they're Halloween colored M&Ms. This is the fun size pack, and it fits perfectly inside of this holder. And you can see I have the haunted house and the word spooky up here, and then you can always write a little sentiment on the back. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to make this really fun project. Let's see, what do I need to grab? Let me take, I guess we're going to start with our scoreboard. As always, I always start with scores. So you can make 4 of these out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11, which I love that as well. It's 2 3/4 by 8.5, and we're going to score it 1/2 inch, at 4 1/4 inches, and at 4 3/4 inch. And then that's it for that side. You are going to have a piece of 2 3/4 inch by 1.5 inch of the basic black cardstock, and you're going to put the short side at the top, which is the 1.5 inch length, and you're going to just score it 1/2 inch. Oops. Don't do that. Hold it. Oh my goodness, it doesn't want to stay. There we go. All right. It's okay. It's Frankie. He can handle a little stretching of the cardstock. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is burnish all of our score lines. We always push to the raised side. So that's what we're going to do this time. All right, so as you can see, this forms our little Frankie's box. This is for his hair. So before we attach it, we're gonna trim his hair. So I just randomly cut peaks on him. You can do yours any way you want. You can use a grass dye if you have one. That would be really cute. Stampin' Up! Doesn't have any grass dyes that are current at the moment. And I am moving, so my stash is packed. I only have a few things in my stash available, so it is what it is. So I'm gonna hand cut my Frankie's hair. I just got to make sure all of my little pieces fall out. So as you can see, sometimes I come real far in like I just did there. Sometimes I make the piece longer. It's really up to you how your Frankie's hair looks. Just take your time and just make sure that he is adorable, because that's exactly who he is. Look, so he has a crooked haircut. I'm actually going to shorten, I think, this one right here, because I don't want him to be too out of place on the one side. So I'm going to give him a short one there, and I think I'm going to bring this one also short. So that way, even though he's a little crooked, it's not so bad. All right. I feel like I was gonna say, I feel like I have to sneeze, and I did. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, oh my gosh, let's attach his hair, okay? So what we're gonna do is on this little 1/2 inch score line here, we're gonna add some wet adhesive. And so you just need it on that little score line area. We are going to need it there, but not yet. So just get your glue working on your score line there. And it's going to match up with this score line here. So I'm just going to layer it over the top, make sure it's side to side, and that it doesn't wiggle too far out. You can also lay it flat and try and line it up a little better. Oh my gosh, I just totally messed it up that time. And I have glue all over my fingers, so of course, guess what's coming out? My handy dandy glue eraser, because I'm really bad with glue. So, all right, so there he is. There's his hair. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? So now we can put some glue on this. And I just put a line across here and stuck that to the front just so it wouldn't raise up. But I didn't glue these down because I wanted it to flow like hair, okay? So press that into place. All right, so now we're gonna work on his eyes and his little nose. So before we do this, we're gonna do a little ink blending. So I do have a scrap somewhere. I have to find it. Okay, here it is. I don't know if I have that much ink on my blending brush, so I may have to grab my ink pad. I don't have it out right now. This color tends to have quite a bit of ink on the brush, so I'm just kind of going around his face so that he's not just one color of green. All right, and I'm also gonna do this bottom section here because that's gonna show in the front. All right, and then I'm gonna show you how to make his little face, okay? So his little face is gonna go right in here. So we're going to grab a 3/8 inch granny apple green circle, a 1 inch granny apple green circle, a 1 inch basic white circle, and a 3/4 of an inch basic white circle. And then for our black circles, we have a 1/2 inch and we have a 3/4 of an inch. Now, when I was punching this, I kind of punched it a little off. It wasn't a perfect circle. It has like a flat end. You can really see it here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tuck that under the eye so I don't have to worry about it. So if you cut yours by accident and you don't like the way it looks, don't worry about it. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this 1 inch circle in half. I'm going to try and split it as evenly as I can, but if it's a little off, I promise it's going to be okay. So then we're also going to blend our little circle here, our 3/8 inch, and then we're going to add a little shading. Hopefully there's still some green on here. I think there is. Yeah, because you can see that. And we're going to go around this edge of his eyelid, okay? I just like to add a little color. All right, so that should be good. So see, I didn't have to even pull out my ink pad. Granny apple green is very good for saturation. Okay, so there's that. So now we're gonna start assembling. I need my dimensionals. I'm gonna put a mini dimensional on the nose. So I have to flip it over, the side that's not shaded. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull the back off of it. And then we're going to put a regular size dimensional on the 3/4 inch. I don't know if this one will fit. I'm gonna try. Yeah, it fits. So we're gonna put that one on there. I think I put a mini last time, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off, and we're gonna attach them onto the white circles. So the larger of the two goes on the larger circle, and the smaller goes on the smaller. So this is how you start adding your little eyes on here. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna just put this over here upside down and try not to pick it up again. Okay, so with my minis on the eyelid, I'm going to put on each edge, but not hanging off the side. Make sure they're in. I'm gonna put a dimensional, and then just make sure you flip. I almost put it on the side I sponged or brushed. And then I'm gonna put one at the top, and I might have to adjust it based on the eyeball on here, but we'll work on that as we need to, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take the backs off. We'll start with this one. This one's gonna be for the big eye. And I'm gonna cover that little straight edge. So I'm gonna kind of hover this over like this, and it gives him kind of a sleepy look. Isn't it cute? I just want to make sure that this does not stick out. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna do this one. Let's pull the dimensional backs off of it, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw these 6 away now. And we're gonna add this one, and we're gonna bring it kind of down so he looks, again, sleepy, okay? Now these are gonna get glued directly onto his face. And now that I know where I'm gonna put his eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and attach his little nose right there, okay? That helps center what I'm doing. So I'm gonna flip this back so that he's flat. We're just gonna put glue on the backs of these, wet glue. And you can see the dimensionals stick up, but it's okay. Nobody is gonna see those, but you want that eyelid dimension. So I'm gonna pick these up, and I kind of try to put them together because that's how I figure out how I want him to look. All right, so there he is. Now he needs a little bit of a white gel pen for the eye, and my white gel pen should be linked, my favorite, should be linked in the description of the video, but if it's not, I will add it there. So just look back if you don't see it right away. And I usually let it dry and then go over it one more time. So while we're waiting for the white to dry, we're gonna use our Stampin' Up marker. We're gonna do his little mouth, but in this point, I wanna make sure that I don't do his mouth beyond where it's gonna be. So I'm gonna kind of just give his little mouth a little curve. I'm gonna give him a stitch over here and a stitch by this eye over here. And there's our little Frankie. How cute is he? He's stinking cute, guys. Okay, so now I have cut a haunted house out of basic black, and we're gonna add that to this inside so that when you open, you have this cute little haunted house on the inside. So let's add some wet adhesive. This year, the key to all my projects are quick and easy. I'm moving, I have a lot going on, and I know you guys always have a lot going on too. And sometimes we just have to take it simple, take it back to the basics. And so I'm just doing real quick and easy projects this year. I haven't decided. I may do my paper piecing projects for my Inky Hands crew. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I haven't decided what I'm doing for them yet this month. I better decide soon because it's coming right up. All right, and I'm gonna angle. I stamped Spooky on just a scrap. I think this is about 3/4 of an inch of basic white. You're gonna stamp your Spooky and then you wanna banner one end of it. And I'm just gonna add wet adhesive. And we'll add that. And then I'm gonna show you how I staple my little M&Ms inside. So there's my Spooky, so cute. All right, so let's grab our M&Ms. They are a little extra wide. So this crimped edge, just tuck it under like this, okay? And then you're gonna slide your M&M piece, the wider one, the better. So if it needs to go that way, it's up to you. However you want to stick it in there. If you want them to the right, then put them to the right. So you're gonna hold him inside. And I have a mini stapler. I have a bunch of mini staplers that have colored staples. So I'm using green because, of course, it's Frankie. So then you're gonna just make sure you don't staple this too high. Okay, this might be a little too high, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Then you wanna curve him and tuck him in right here. So if you make it too high, then he's not gonna be able to fit. So just make sure that you put him kind of lower. There is your little Frankie. And then if you want, you could add a piece of basic white cardstock on the back and write a little sentiment to whoever you're giving it to. If you're giving it like to a grandson or a granddaughter, I'm gonna go ahead and go back over the white in the eyes and make them pop a little more. And how adorable is this little Frankenstein? I adore him. I always make one every single year, and every single time he's different. So if you like him, go back to my past years. I do have a playlist that's Halloween. And I will link it at the end of this video. It'll be below yesterday's video because I'll put yesterday's video in the top corner and the playlist will be in the bottom corner. Just scroll through that playlist till you see my other Frankies. If you like Frankenstein, and make you some Frankies, because how cute are they? So again, we used our Spooky Halloween bundle, and I have used some circle punches. 3/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 of an inch, and 1 inch. So 4 different circle punches. Those are also linked in the video description. So I hope that you enjoyed this project. I will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for a live video premiere. So I hope that you will join me. And thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. You guys are pretty amazing. And I always love making projects for you. So thanks for hanging out. You make my day. I hope you enjoyed this project. Don't forget to like, and share, and subscribe. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.